Poor old Harley Quinn. She's not had it fairly well over the last few years. Not only has she had to put up with the Joker's form of tough love, she's also been obliterated in comics, films, and animated features. She's a character that has been confused in so many mediums that it almost reflects her utterly bonkers personality, with constant mix-ups and redefinitions taking away any stable base for fans to connect with. Now, don't get me wrong, there's an anti-hero here worthy of time, that it's just a shame to think of moments when DC has dropped the oversized comedy mallet on her hard. With this in mind, I'm Jules, the father of What Culture Comics, and here are 8 things that DC wants you to forget about Harley Quinn. Number 8. How they keep romanticizing her abusive relationship. Recently, in the comics at least, a real effort has been made to disassociate Harley Quinn from the Joker. Harley's got a girlfriend in Poison Ivy, hates the Joker with a burning passion, and is very much over the purple-clad clown in every sense of the word. This hasn't stopped fans and studios alike from misreading the relationship between the Joker and Harley, however. Suicide Squad presented an utterly painful dynamic where Harley and Joker were very much in love with each other, and it's just one that will be most definitely ruined further when they star in a rom-com made by the people who brought you The Hangover. Okay. It's just wrong. It's tacky, and it's wrong. And despite the aforementioned efforts to distance the character from her synonymy with the Clown Prince, it's an element that DC keeps returning to. Harley is and has been more than her relationship with him for many years now. Why is that so difficult to translate off the page? Number 7. Her first live-action appearance came in the form of Birds of Prey. Although Suicide Squad was never something to write home about, let's face it, it's not, Little Miss Robbie's performance as Harley Quinn was one of the film's few redeeming aspects. She had the voice, the look, and the presence to make it work in live action. But other Harleys haven't been so fortunate. For those not in the know, The Birds of Prey was a short-lived TV show centered around the eponymous team from the comics led by Oracle, Huntress, and Black Canary. Among the few villains that the series was able to boast was Harley Quinn, who was played by Mia Sara during its initial 13-episode run. And let's face it, this entire series definitely needs to be forgotten as it held all the acting prowess of your mother's first porn movie. Number 6. Break into comics with Harley Quinn. Back in 2013, to celebrate the launch of Harley's solo series for the New 52, DC launched a competition for aspiring artists to draw Harley with the promise that they could potentially get fast-tracked into the industry. That doesn't sound all bad, right? For an industry as competitive as the comics one, it seemed, at the time at least, to be a positive move. How wrong we were. You see, the images the artists were requested to draw were inflammatory in every sense of the word, all involving Harley attempting to kill herself shortly before Suicide Prevention Week began. It took a massive response online for DC to realize that maybe, just maybe, making a rib on an abuse survivor attempting to kill herself wasn't in good taste. Number 5. Everything to do with Suicide Squad. God, the New 52 was pretty pants, wasn't it? And one of its most egregious errors was the reboot made involving Harley Quinn, with DC attempting to synergize the character's look with the edgier, less iconic redesign that appeared in Rocksteady's Arkham series. This entailed a new origin, which we'll get to in a moment, but also some bizarre alterations that came in 2011's Suicide Squad comic. There, Harley began a romance with Deadshot and exemplified pretty much every comic book cliché when it came to the design and characterization of women in the medium. The series itself was a critical flop, and while other characters featured throughout the run fared no better, none emerged worse than Harley seemed to typify all that was wrong with the relaunch's attitude to women on and off the page. Number 4. Nightwing did what? Bruce Timm is one of the best and brightest minds to have lent his talents to the DC universe these last few decades, having been instrumental in the success of Batman the Animated Series and countless other animated features adapted from the DC library. Batman and Harley Quinn, however, does not speak well for that reputation. Basically, he decided to ship Nightwing and Harley together in the most double butt way you can think of. It stands out as a really odd moment in the animated feature, and seems more awkward than when my son Ewan asked me about what happened to his birth mother. Yet, unlike that situation, DC can't distract us by taking them for a cheeky Nando's. Number 3. Bud and Lou. Fans of Batman the Animated Series will no doubt be aware of Bud and Lou, Harley's pet hyenas who, more often than not, got the chance to chow down on the Dark Knight's meaty bits plenty of times. Harley really loves her pets, but DC apparently doesn't. Rocksteady famously killed the pair off between Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, with Penguin having stuffed them and placed them on display in his city museum. Worse yet, however, was Bud and Lou's treatment in Death of the Family. In it, a galvanized and fully sadistic Joker turns the hyenas against their owner, and Harley, faced with no other option, is forced to kill them. It's a sad moment, and while some fans find the gimmick of two pet hyenas jarring in certain respects, Harley was really fond of them. Number 2. 2008's Joker graphic novel. Although Brian Azzarello's 2008 Joker bears many aesthetic similarities with Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, they're unconnected. Probably for the better, mind you, considering the series' depiction of Harley Quinn. In the book, Harley's role is further marginalized, with the character taking on the role of Joker's dialogue-less henchwoman and stripper. She doesn't have a single line to boast, which is totally unbefitting of this character. Now, obviously the story is about the Joker, but still, it wasn't a good move to put her so far in the background, as it made her look weaker overall. And number 1, her New 52 origin. Until 2011, when the aforementioned New 52 relaunched DC continuity for the worst, Harley's origin was pretty much set in stone. It followed on from her roots in Batman the Animated Series, with the story of a psychologist falling for Gotham's most notorious criminal and becoming his right-hand woman. It makes sense, and is about as solid as my origin story, of a very white kid being raised in the Shire by aggressively supportive parents. God, it was tough. While the Joker's deception in manipulating Quinzel to break him out of Arkham continues to be the best Harley origin going, the New 52 opted to spice things up, conjuring a very literal transformation for Harley instead of the more believable and better known one produced years before. In this newer origin, which just reeks of Suicide Squad, the Joker launches Harley into the same chemical bath that changed him. It's a very on-the-nose change and takes away the agency the Doctor had in her original origin story, further eroding the significance of the very real and very harmful aspects of her relationship with the Joker. In this, she's more Joker and less Harley. It doesn't work. You're welcome. And that's our list. What other things do you think that DC would like to make you forget about Harley Quinn? Well, let me know about them in the comments section below. And why not swing by What Culture for more news and articles like this every goddamn day. As always, I've been Jules, you've been awesome, and I'll speak to you soon.